Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2015. Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, and staff, and welcome to our 2015 Spring Candlelighting Ceremony. At this time, I'd like to recognize our distinguished guests. We have with us today President of Queensborough Community College, Dr. Diane B. Call. Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Paul Marchese. Interim Vice President of Strategic Planning, Dr. Karen Steele. Vice President of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, Mr. Michel Hodge. I would also like to acknowledge any military personnel that's among us today with their families. Please rise and be recognized. Our guest pianist is the most talented and gifted David Tubman from the Department of Music. Audience, please rise for the singing of the national anthem, which will be led by Christina LaRocchia. Thank you, Christina. Please remain standing for the invocation that will be led by Professor Alex Tarasco. Thank you.
This is a prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon. Where there is doubt, let me sow faith. Where there is despair, let me sow hope. Where there is darkness, let me sow light. And where there is sadness, let me sow joy. Grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to an eternal life. Amen.
Graduates, please be seated. Audience, please be seated. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the President of Queensborough Community College, Dr. Diane B. Call.
Thank you and good afternoon. Welcome to the families and the faculty, the friends, especially the graduates. I look at you, our class of 2015, with great pride and admiration. Feelings I'm sure that are shared by your faculty who are with you today. Congratulations on your accomplishments. They are very special. Many words can be used to describe this group of fine young people. They are very smart. They are determined. They're dedicated and probably a little tired right now. Students, and it's the last time I'm probably going to call you students, you chose one of the most difficult programs at Queensborough. In any year, several thousand students hope to join our nursing program. Our standards for admission are very high. And in the original group, in NU 101 for this class, there were 76 colleagues. They were accepted to begin a very grueling schedule of 4 semesters of clinical, which could take 2 years, 3 years, hopefully no longer. But today, 50 from all those thousands who hope to be in this place at this time, 50 of you have successfully completed your degree program. Well, we tested you. You tested yourself. You sacrificed in small and significant ways to reach your goal, as have your family and your friends who supported you throughout this. And they now celebrate with you as you are successful. You're as much survivors as you are graduates. I know that you share this triumph with your family, with your friends, many of whom had to wonder, along with you, if all the sacrifices, all the absences from their lives and family events was in fact worth it. Was it? Yes, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, these 50 graduates are among the best and the strongest of the Queensborough class of 2015. They come from all over the world: the US, Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, Europe, South America, Central America, and the Middle East. Now, nationally, the nursing practitioners, only 6% of them are men. I want you to take a look at this group. 25% of this class are men. It's pretty amazing. Almost 40% of these graduates already hold a degree, and all of you plan to continue. And I hope in a few years I'm going to see you sitting right there where your faculty sit right now. When someone decides to enter the nursing profession, it means they choose to help people who are in need. Professional nursing responsibilities have changed considerably over time. Today, nurses are highly respected and valued members of the healthcare team who bring their own body of knowledge to the process of healthcare and who collaborate with physicians and members of other healthcare disciplines to meet patient needs. Nurses are the human component in the healthcare delivery system. And in earning your degree, you have been uniquely prepared to reach out to those in need, filling the void of human caring created by very clinical environments. It's a grave responsibility. You're a member of the most trusted profession in the world, and it is your calling to be there for those in pain and suffering, those in fear, and those that are moving on to worlds beyond us. Take a moment to reflect on your role as a nurse and the importance you play in your communities. Relive those special moments when you realized how you made a difference and the satisfaction you felt knowing that you were able to help. It is an honor and privilege to serve as you will and to possess the skills that are so uniquely nursing. As graduates, you will bear the tremendous responsibility of upholding the values of a time-honored profession, core values that are held in common by all who practice nursing here and globally. values that will dictate beliefs and behaviors in your profession: honesty, responsibility, pursuit of new knowledge, belief in human dignity, equality of all patients, and the desire to prevent and alleviate suffering. These are the standards of the nursing profession. You have chosen nursing to help others in need and to improve the quality of life for all. That mantra has not changed since the days of Florence Nightingale. And these core values will carry through your clinical careers. Your professionalism will be judged by your personal behaviors and how you present yourself to all those around you. And through those behaviors, you will tell the world who you are, a nurse. Graduates, please remember what you already have discovered about yourselves. You have talent. You have extraordinary self-discipline. You can survive any obstacle. You make a difference in people's lives. Friendship and laughter are sustaining, whether the worst of times or in triumph, such as today, and triumph you have. Going forward, please do remember, take care of yourself, stay curious, and remember Queensborough, the faculty, the staff, and your fellow students who took this journey with you. Godspeed and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Call. At this time, we welcome to the podium our esteemed and amazing chairperson of the nursing department, whose leadership has made today possible, Professor Anne-Marie Menendez.
I don't know about that, but I'm here. Good afternoon, graduates. Yesterday at your luncheon, you expressed your relief and delight after all the hard work and sacrifices you have made to get to this point. I know many of you have juggled family responsibilities and work, many even full-time. We applaud you for your determination and your fortitude. We often speak in education of the opportunity to change lives through teaching. As educators, we believe we can influence our students through books, reading, writing, and reflection. We utilize the latest technology to augment our lessons. We incorporate service learning to address local needs while developing academic skills and fostering a commitment to the community. All this to mold you into the nurse who will meet the needs of patients and families in a highly complex healthcare arena. But as you leave Queensborough, one of the most important teachers have yet to present themselves. They are your future patients. Indeed, your patients will teach you many valuable lessons and will inform who you are and who, more honestly, you will become. You will care for people when they enter the world and notice that although their entrances are similar, their paths can be quite different. You will care for patients who recover health and those who do not. You will notice the choices they have made and how they respond to their health challenges. You will see patients suffer, both physically and mentally, and wonder how some are so very strong and others need much support and encouragement. And you will see people at the end of life and listen as they review their past and long for the future. You will hear of their accomplishments and failures. You will notice who is at the bedside of your patients and who is not. You will be privy to their deepest fears and biggest regrets. You will share in their most joyful moments. When I look back on my patients, I notice how their stories have influenced my story. I notice how I have become more patient, more hopeful, more grateful. I have shared their stories to teach you lessons. Now you will hear your own stories and create your own lessons. There is a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher presents themselves. As you begin your practice of nursing, my wish for you is that your teachers are many, your lessons are meaningful, and that you are ready to receive them. I wish you all the best, class of 2015. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Menendez. The graduates have selected Dr. Cheryl Spencer to give the congratulatory address. Dr. Spencer, we welcome you to the podium.
Good afternoon. President Call, VP Steele, let's see who else is here, VP Marchese, VP Hodge, Chairperson Menendez, family, friends, fellow nurses, and graduates. It is truly my pleasure to speak to you this afternoon. Speeches are tricky. Everyone hopes they're very short, and they're usually not. So to give you your wish, I'll just end it now. No? Okay. I have been known to gab, but I will try to get you home before dark. I'm really honored to be here. I told a friend that I was going to speak at this ceremony, and she asked me, how do you come up with things to say? The first thing out of my mouth was, make it about them. So tonight I will do my best to make it about you, but forgive me if I stray a bit. I've been known to do that. This day is really about you, a celebration of an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations. So who are you really, and how did you get here? You all met some fundamental criteria in social sciences, biology, English, and math. You then found your way to the third floor of the Medical Arts building. But that is where most of the similarities end, because you're all so different. Some of you applied to the program, and at first the answer wasn't what you wanted to hear. The admissions committee might have told you to wait a semester, gave you some guidance to better prepare to increase your chances. Because of that, you're here today. Well worth the wait. You know who you are. Some of you tried to master the English language at the same time trying to understand medical jargon. There are some native English speakers who have yet to master the English language. They didn't make it. You should be proud you were able to. Some of you are here because someone had enough sense to put you on a prayer list at church. Some of you are young, barely out of puberty, and taking on such a great task. We are very proud of you. And there are those of you who have been around the block once, who have work and life experiences. We are extremely grateful for you because you get our jokes and our references. Some of you are from countries that we would struggle to find on a map without Google. You teach us about culture just with your very presence. Just look at all of you, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, friends, wifey, bae, and significant others to somebody. And in a few months when you pass the NCLEX, you will be registered nurses. So now that we know who you are, let me refresh your memories about what you did to us. I jokingly say that I was a natural blonde before I started teaching here. Okay. I am sure there were times when you thought we faculty wanted you to be just like us. Not true. You can't handle it. As teachers, we don't want you to be like us. I want you to be you. We just know what is at stake. It is crucial to prepare you for what is ahead. We have seen good nurses, and yes, we have seen some that never should have entered the profession. Thankfully, those are few. We hope you take the best we taught you, the best we were able to show that was within you. And with that, we hope you be the best nurse you can be. So no, we don't want you to be like us. Be the best you. It's like baking a cake. Who doesn't like cake? We could give each one of you on this stage the same ingredients, but we'd all make something a little different. Most of you will follow the instructions to a T, but there's always that one student who's going to do it a little different. Sometimes it's hard for us as teachers to accept that difference, but sometimes you students have shown us things that we never thought of. Some of you we could take to Las Vegas. Consistent, consistent, consistent. No matter what the content, no matter what the test, you always score in the high 80s. Teachers like that. You, on the other hand, get frustrated because you just can't break 90. Then there are those of you who would give a teacher a heart attack at a racetrack. You see, you are the long shot. The odds are against you. Even you doubted yourself. You started off slow, very slow, while we're stressing about you. But somewhere around the final turn, you see the finish line and bolt towards it, as we're clutching our chest in joy and pain for what you put us through. But the payout on a long shot is great, and a lesson to never count anyone out. I put my measly CUNY earnings on you. You sitting on the stage today basically took us along your journey through what I call the stages of grief in nursing school. Denial. The failure to accept that you will graduate the nursing program with a GPA lower than you entered with. Anger. The emotion after an exam when you realized you erased a correct answer. Bargaining, the constant pleading with your instructor to consider another possible answer. Depression, that feeling of hopelessness as you sit and wait for grades to be posted on Blackboard. Acceptance, the realization that faculty expect you to study for 100, but reminding yourself that the passing grade is 74. Somehow, you and us survived your stages of grief. I don't know what it is about nursing school, but somewhere in it, you have all learned that you can't do this alone. And that is a good thing. You seem to come in pairs, literally. And in the words of Alexandre Dumas, the Three Musketeers, all for one, one for all. When one of you exits an exam, the celebrations or tears are delayed until the others come out. I hope you continue that togetherness. You will need it. You have other hills to climb. Some of you needed remediation to get into the program, and that's okay. And there were times when you felt like you were at the bottom. That's okay too. Started from the bottom? Some of you might have gained weight or lost weight due to stress. Regardless of what you look like today, every inch of you is perfect. From the bottom to the top. Some of you had people in your life who you thought might have supported you, but they didn't. To that I say, shake it off. Today you're grateful for those who did support you. And then came that last set of grades in NU 202, when all your worrying ended, because you knew, as Bob Marley said, every little thing. So to that person who asked, how do I think of what to say again? Make it about you. So all this talking about you, I'm going to take the liberty and say a little something about me. You see, 25 years ago on a stage that looks very much like this, really like this, I too sat dressed in white at my nursing graduation. As a matter of fact, I think my seat would have been somewhere over there. Of course, I was a member of my SNA board and a proud graduate of this program. I had plans on where my nursing would take me. Believe me, standing at this podium was not on my radar. As you sit here today with visions of bachelor's, master's, and even doctoral dreams, I want you to remember to be open for any possibility. Seize each moment. It isn't how you start. It isn't even about how and when you finish. It is really about the ride. I encourage you to dare to be different. Critical thinking didn't become so popular because people did the same thing over and over. It was about doing something different and evaluating how and why it worked. I hope one day when you will be standing at some podium and reflecting back on 2015. By then, the scars of nursing school should have healed. By then, there will be clarity and appreciation of the ride. I hope your journey will be filled of nursing stories, just as we faculty have told you ours. I hope you reflect on the fact that the City University offers something most universities can't. It is a starting point for most, a finishing point for many, and the American dream for some. It is the best deal in town. So where do you come from here? You go on for your bachelor's and beyond. You get your first job. My wish for all of you is a resume filled with amazing experiences and stories. You will probably work until you're 70. The reality is that most nurses will have to work way past retirement age. Some choose to, and I say if the nurse can still do it, more power to him or her. Tonight, I acknowledge my colleague, Kathleen Hartnett, who is a mere 21 years old. However, she has over 40 years of nursing experience. This is why nurses struggle with math. You are an amazing nurse, Kathy, a great student advocate, and truly one of the best people I have ever met, and I've told you that. When Time Magazine does its year in review, it'll remember 2015 differently than you do. They will talk about civil unrest, the earthquake in Nepal, and David Letterman retiring, and so on. I hope they say we have another Triple Crown. You will remember other things. You will remember the good things, the friendships, the post-exam celebrations, the service learning projects, your community outreach. You'll also remember the things you hope you never experienced again, such as group projects, critical elements, HESI, and the phrase, select all that apply. When you do look back on 2015, I ask you to reflect on this. In recent months, if you looked up from your textbooks long enough, you'd have seen workers across this country marching for a raise in wages. One day I actually considered how could I relate to them? A little Freudian, I guess. Who did I know that worked for low wages? Whose face could I put in those crowds of marchers to whom I could relate? I know faculty, we joke, that's us. Well, in healthcare, that would be our CNAs, home health aides, unlicensed assistive personnel. Certainly they deserve to be paid more than $15 per hour, yet the reality is that on average they make about $10 per hour. Some of you sitting on the stage have worked as CNAs for those wages, and I'm sure there are CNAs in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I ask you to give them a round of applause for their work. They are members of the health team that are often underpaid. Let this be our march in solidarity for those fighting for fairness and equity. Graduates, I beg you to march for fairness, not just for yourselves, but for the other members of the team. March for your clients, be their advocate, teach them how to march, give them the words to use, show them the bridge to cross. I lied when I said this day was about you. It isn't. It certainly isn't about me. It's about preparing you and sending you out in the great big world of healthcare ready to make a difference in the life of the most important person in healthcare. The patients or clients who will trust you with their very lives is what today's about. I ask you to take all the ingredients we have given you, take all the good you know, think critically, march into your first job, and make a difference. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Spencer. At this part of the program, we'll now have the candle lighting. This is a very sacred moment in the tradition of nursing. We would ask that you hold your applause until the last name has been read. We anticipate that having the lights down will be troubling for small children. Please tend to them as you see fit. Thank you. The candle lighting will be done by Mrs. Audrey Maroney, Lab Coordinator of the Nursing Department, Mrs. Barbara Caravanos, Director of the Nursing Resource Center. Christian Noel. Richard Grohl. James C. Allen. Jonathan Roman. Mario Romero. Fuyang Jiang. Nicole Wright. Brian Snipe. Taisha Marshall. Cynthia Webster. Maimuna Abiola. Edwin Diaz. Edwin Powell. John Gallagher. Augustine Tremblay. Yana Pogisan. Laura De Pinto Guderman. Daniela Lampong. Parminda Kaur. Carolina Gomez. Josephine Murray. Suzanne Eugene. Sandra Marte. Marie Adelisa Matea. Onian Wang.
Slow right here.
Sonia King. Janice Saint-Hubert. Philip Ripachi. Helen Piacere. Gia Leo. Stacy Julian. Maria Catherine Gonzaga. Leia Ruiz. Regina Simayeva. Carlene Natalie Waite. Carla Natasha Wells. Jamila Jones Job. Suzette Boudou. Dixiane Amoroso Pugh. Chao Shi. Annalie Gonzalez. Sharon Francis. Jiyoung Yun Chang. At this time, the graduates will recite the Nurses' Pledge. The recitation of the Nurses' Pledge will be led by 4 of the members of the Student Nurses Association. Sharon Francis, First Vice President of the SNA. Annalie Gonzalez, Second Vice President. Chao Si, Treasurer. Dixiane Amoroso Pugh, Senator.
I will strive with all my being and with the help of God to become an open, honest, kind, and diversified individual. In doing so, I will attain the qualities essential in the practice of nursing, for it is only after realizing one's self-worth we are able to promote that of others. Deliverance of high-quality health care is of essential importance, but let us also reach beyond a treatment or diagnosis. And remember that entrusted to my care is a human being, with all the loves, hates, fears, and idiosyncrasies that are an integral part of the human species. Let me not grow too comfortable in my knowledge, but actively seek out new information or continuance of my education. Being a nurse requires continuous growth. I dedicate myself to this cause and my life to the profession of nursing.
Graduates, you may now extinguish your candles. Graduates, please be seated. We will now have the president of the Student Nurses Association. She will be giving her farewell address. Her name is Ms. Cheong Young Jang.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the 2015 graduates, I would like to welcome the president of Queensborough Community College, Diane B. Call, nursing chairperson Anne-Marie Menendez, and provost and vice president for academic affairs, Paul Marchese, vice president of student affairs, Mr. Michelle Hodge, faculty, family, and friends. Welcome to the Spring 2015 Candle Lighting and Pinning Ceremony. I am truly honored to be speaking to you on this special day and to be reflecting on our accomplishments. Our journey at Queensborough Community College has finally been completed.
We all enter into this program for different reasons, aspiring to become registered nurses. Yet we all share the passion to help and care for those in need. We've been carefully chosen by our nursing faculty into this prestigious program, which have not only taught us the science background to be safe nurses and to incorporate evidence-based practice, but it also showed us that nursing is more than just science. It is also an art. And nursing cannot be complete without incorporating this art of caring into its practice. The art of nursing is more than just science. It is more than just knowing it. It is putting all of your skills to practice in such a way that result in the most well-rounded patient care outcome. It is what Professor Soto referred to as holistic care in Nursing 101. Now I would like to point out that our nursing program is more than just a bunch of nerds studying day and night and day. Throughout the years, there has been participation in programs such as Professor Capelli's mission to narrow health disparity through high school juniors and senior students. The program recruits and mentors potential minority nursing candidates as they make their way into the QCC nursing program. We've also participated in peer mentoring programs to help mentor and guide newly admitted nursing students. My fellow peer mentors, please raise your lamps. As you can see, we are very supportive of each other in this program. This semester, when I was chosen to be the president of Student Nurses Association, I vowed to make a difference in nursing. Our team not only raised money for our senior luncheon and candle lighting ceremony, we also got the whole department together to donate clothes and essentials to the Women's Domestic Violence Shelter and to correctional facilities. We also raised money and sent a huge poster card to the family of the 5 students whose lives were lost at Georgia Southern University. To top it off, on April 21st, we made our way to Albany and lobbied for safe staffing, led by Dr. Campbell and Professor Rome. Yes, we are patient and nursing advocates. At this time, I would like to thank all of our beloved professors for all your guidance, support, and encouragement throughout this program. We must admit that you have made this quite a challenging program to be in. And we heard more than once that if you can get through QCC nursing school, you can pretty much get through anything. There has to be a reason that our NCLEX results are one of the best in New York. And I checked last night. So thank you, professors. We are grateful for all your hard work and dedication. To our families and loved ones, thank you for being there when we are so stressed right before exam and cheering us on with each of our passing grade. Thank you for tolerating our mood swings and listening to us vent about questions we got wrong. Thank you for sleeping on the couch as we hog up the whole bed with the spread of our textbooks. Thank you for shutting off the television and listening to our lecture recordings while we cook, shower, do laundry, and exercise. Thank you so much for all your endless support. Without your love and understanding, we wouldn't have made it. To my mom and my dad and my lovely family and supporters, thank you for believing in me. Your love has given me strength to persevere. I love you. To our graduates, you are the very best of QCC nursing. You have been trained forward, sideways, and backwards, from making beds to giving meds. You've all experienced what it's like to learn what seems like all the signs and symptoms of cardiac in 1 month, and all of OBGYN in another. And I've always been amazed at Daniela's ability to recite the page number of the information she's arguing about. So often, giving is perceived as a right to receive something back. However, to give with an expectation is not giving. It is bartering. As a nurse, we give because we can. We give because God has entrusted us with the gift of giving. Congratulations, my brothers and sisters. Feel privileged to have QCC education as our backbone, which has molded us into respected professionals. We are on another journey to make a difference in the lives that we across our paths. Please cherish each moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Chiang. The graduates have selected the following professors to present them with their pins. Professor Janice Malloy, Professor Barbara Rome, Professor Kathleen Hartnett, Professor Margaret Stroline. Please join us. Graduates, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, class of spring 2015, let's hear it for them. Okay. The graduates have prepared a reception at the Student Union. Please join them. Continue to celebrate with them at the Student Union. Thank you very much. You've been an awesome audience.